Shit, I don't know where to start, man. I'm just barely starting this kind of journey of like giving back, coming and speaking at events and stuff like that. So bear with me, man. Um, yeah, it's been a fucking journey, man. Like I was just see. I mean, I've been in these rooms. I mean, I've been in I think maybe like five programs. I think maybe six programs. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from the West Side. Grew up like Venice, Santa Monica area, but my addiction and my stuff, doesn't discriminate. So I would found myself in all sorts of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Like, inner city LA, all over the place. You know what I mean? So it really started, man. My addiction started. I was 10 years old, simple, just smoking weed, drinking, all the normal shit. Um, Got into pharmaceuticals, hallucinogenics, cocaine. Stayed away from like the heroin and the meth till later, but that got running real early, man. But by the time I was like 13, friends were dying, all that kind of stuff. Um, so really, man, it's just I don't even know where to start, man. It's like it's a real trip being here. Life's come full circle, man. Um, did pretty good. I didn't go to juvie. First time I got in trouble was I was like 26 years old. Caught a little case, and that got me in the system. Um, and it was just like revolving. I mean, today I'm on federal probation. Um, so started doing time. Most of the time it was based off my addiction. I started doing my time. I'm an LA County baby. A lot of stuff I was doing. I did a lot of time in Supermax. I've been to every facility in LA County jail. Um, just the kind of person I am, the kind of program that I run. I'd be in these places and I'm like, around some serious people. So kind of touches with everything. It's like everything is the only person I can control is myself. So it's all about like I know today it's all about discipline. So when I be doing time, like I'm running a good program. You know what I mean? Like I'm up, I'm working out, I'm busting down, I'm doing my everything. You know what I mean? So like a lot of these places, like just from doing enough time, stuff like that, end up being in like positions of responsibility. You know what I mean? And so, um, and it's man, it's crazy, man, how much life has come full circle. I mean, I don't even know. Spent so much time doing time, man. I just like 26 all the way to the time I was 36. I mean, there's so many things like I'd be out. I mean, I was doing all sorts of shit. I was like on the LAPD Pacific Division's most wanted list. I was on the run. Anytime I'm getting sweated, I'm running. I'm never stopping. I mean, I don't know how many vehicle, pursuits I've been in, foot chases I've been in, all that shit, man. Run it. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff, man. I mean, it was like one day they're coming knocking on my door. I'm running through the house and I'm like jumping off the balcony and I'm in just my boxers, barefooted, and then I'm running down the street, running from this cop. You know what I mean? Like just crazy shit, man. And this was everywhere. I mean, I've done a lot of time, LA County Jail, Orange County. Here I was at Theo Lacey facility. I was in the F East module. I ran that module for a long time. San Diego County Jail, everywhere, man. And so just fast forward a little bit. I mean, all sorts of stuff happens in life, man. Like my brother, we were in LA. We had owned a construction company. While I was doing time in LA, I'm at Medium South. I'm at South Yard, and it's a Sunday. And they're like, hey, you need to contact home. I'm like, oh, that's not good, man. So I go outside, I call home, and they're like, yeah, Angelo's dead. That's my brother. And I was like, man, me and my brother were very close. We grew up a single parent home. Um, you know, Pops left. I was 7 years old when my father left. It was like Christmas Eve. They come in to tell me that they're splitting up. You know what I mean? So at 10 years old, when I started using, I was a man of the house at like 7 years old. I had my younger brother, my mom that I had to take care of. Um, so I get called. I find out my brother was murdered while I was locked up. I mean, I've been through a lot of adversity, man. And all the time I'm locked up, man. And it was just like, got to the point where it was like, I finally got out in 2015. They maxed me out. You know, I had gotten in trouble. I went to a program. I was out on my first pass. It was in Carson. I had to go all the way to Santa Monica to get my property. So I take the two trains to get there, take the bus to get there. By the time I get there, my pass was already up. So I call the program, hey, I just got here, I just got my property. And they're like, okay, well, we're not gonna terminate you for leaving, but just get back and we'll talk about it when you get back. Okay, get my stuff, head back to the program. By the time I make it back there, all my stuff's outside and that I'm out of the program. I go in there, I talk to the manager and they're like, oh, well, they didn't tell me you called. Here's a pass to come back and we'll re-accept you. Okay, cool. I go back to court. The judge re-accepts me. He says I have 30 days. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just take like 45 days, you know? So while I'm out, like after the 40 days, they pick me up and sure enough, had no bail warrant. The judge was like, oh, you're back so soon. We're gonna max you out. Give me my joint suspension. While I was doing that time, that's when I had found out my brother was murdered. I got out a year and a half later. I was finally off paper. And at that point in time, I decided to go to San Diego. But it doesn't matter, like geographical change, like wherever I go, I take my shit with me, you know? So I found myself in San Diego, 2015, 16. I think I went back to LA for a friend, to go see a friend. I decided to like go into, Saks off 5th up there. And I'm like, okay, let me get these like Prada shoes and these 2 Burberry belts. And it came out to like $970. So it was like $20 over the $950 cutoff for a felony or petty theft, you know what I mean? End up catching that case. And it was just constant, man. And it's like, got out, did that time, went back to San Diego. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. I mean, I was just running amok, man. It's like, you know, I had a bag of car keys, of key fobs, and I'd have streets in San Diego with cars just parked all up and down on them. You know, just doing the most, man. Like, I'm not sitting here, I'm just sharing my experience. I'm not trying to, you know, what do you call it? Buzz, yeah, all that shit. So, so last time I got in trouble, man, it was October 5th, 2018, and I was in a stolen Audi, and come into downtown San Diego. I see like one black and white, and I'm like, okay, he gets behind me. And then like get to the next block and I hear like a whole swarm of sirens. I like look to the right and it's like a whole swarm of cops. So of course I run, I take them on a pursuit, you know what I mean? And all my get away from a lot of them, get on the freeway, and then some guy runs into me, pops my tire. I run, I start hopping fences, I go and I get underneath the crawl space to a house. And kind of like somebody else, like he was saying, like this point I was actually grateful that I got caught. At that point in time I wasn't grateful, you know? But I end up getting caught, and next thing you know, I'm in San Diego County Jail again, you know, and it's October 5th. My brother's birthday is November 5th. He had been gone for a few years, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm like, man, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Like how like holidays again, I don't know about you guys, but like for me, being locked up during the holidays sucks, man. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, worse, bro. And I'm like, how many of these holiday seasons have I locked up? And I'm like 2 out of the last 3. I'm like 3 out of the last 4, 4 out of the last 5. I was like, I'm good on counting, bro. Like, I don't want to count anymore. I'm good. And I'm sitting there. Yeah, dude, it was just, and so I'm like, man, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? And it's like, okay, it's you know, light bulb went off. It's like, what's the common denominator? My addiction, man. All the time. It's my addiction has me in places, doing shit, around certain people. You already know what it is, man. And I mean, I'm just tired of it, man. Like all my friends, I'm 42 years old today. October 5th, I'll have 6 years clean. Thank you. Man, and I was just tired of it, man. Like all my friends are like fucking crushing the game. I got dudes like friends of mine that ball. I mean, they're like owning exotic car rentals. They're like doing big things. And I got other friends that are having families, owning homes, buying boats, doing all that shit. I'm like, man, like I'm sick and tired of fucking being locked up, losing everything, coming back out, starting the fuck back over again. That same shit. You guys already know what it is. And I was like, man, I'm fucking done, man. Like, this shit is out. And so I've always been a man of faith. Like I grew up Catholic. My parents split, didn't really go to church much after that. So I went to a little church service at San Diego County Jail. And man, I was straight broke the fuck down, man. I was like, man, like I just had like an epiphany with God, man. It just like was speaking to me. And I remember going back to my cell and I'm sitting there I just started talking to God. I get back up early because I always run a program, you know what I mean? I'm up early, bust down, work out, you know, all my, you know, run a good program. Yeah, man. And so I started like talking to God, man. I'm like, man, I'm just done, dude. Like, man, I'm like, help me out. Cause they're talking about maybe trying to give me a program. I've had a bunch of programs, didn't deserve it. You know, I had a GTA, I had a felony evading, felony resisting, a whole list of charges this time. Didn't deserve a program. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man. So I'm sitting there going to court on the bus and I'm like, talking to God, I'm like, man, God, give me this program, man. And I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done. I was like, just give me some kind of sign, man. And we passed a church. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. And I'm like,
give me another one more.
I was like, man, I need another one, man. One more, dude. And sure enough, we ended up passing another church. And since my brother, when brother was murdered, we had another friend that died, and he always see him in crows. And so there's always been a thing with crows and my brother as well. And so that second church we passed, there was a cross on there with a crow on top of it. And I'm like, all right, man. Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's fucking run it, man. Let's go. What's up, man? Let's run it. Sure enough, went to court, shouldn't have gotten a program. And sure enough, they fucking shot me a program. I'm like, man, all right, that's it. Game on, you know? So I went to the program, and I've been to enough programs. Like, I've seen the people that succeed. Like, to me, the people that succeeded were like the dudes that are volunteering for shit, that they're just staying active in it. They're helping out and doing all that dumb shit. And I was like, all right, you know what? I don't give a fuck, man. That's what I'm doing because I need to stay sober. And so I got to the program. It was a program in Vista. And I just started volunteering for everything, man. Volunteering. Going to these estate sales, doing all this shit. And the next thing you know, like I find myself riding around with the program director, like, and you know, they're like requesting me to do certain things. I'm like fast tracking to be a house manager, fucking crushing the game, man, crushing it. And I'm like less than 30 days away from graduating the program. And it's like a weekday. and they're like, oh, hey, you got a visitor. And I'm like, I got a visitor, man. I like stand up and I look out the window and it's a bunch of black vehicles with the windows all blacked out. I'm like, oh man. So I sit down and then in comes walking a dude with a badge on his neck. I'm like, all right, I'm cool, man. I haven't done shit, man. I've been at the program. He comes walking up and he's like, Anthony, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm a U.S. Marshal. He's like, I got a federal warrant for you. I was like, man. I was like, what the fuck does that mean, man? He's like, we got a federal indictment for you. I was like, can I call my attorney? He's like, yeah, well, let's get you in the car and then you can call your attorney, whatever you got to do. Man, all right. So we get in the car, start going down to San Diego. I call my attorney. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, all bad, man. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good, man. It's like, fuck, man. So sure enough, it found out that like, the feds, they have 5 years to hit you on anything. And so it turns out like I had already done. I had quit selling dope. I went straight. I was walking the path. And turns out something I did a few years prior, they ended up knocking me for. So it was a distribution case. I ended up getting 77 months for it. And so, but like I knew it was like I had already made a commitment and I was walking on this path. And like to me, I believe like we either play for one or two teams in this world. And there's a battle going on every day for it. You know what I mean? And it's like, once I start playing for one team, the other team's not very happy. You know what I mean? And so like, they're throwing shit at me. And so I knew that they was just trying to take me off my path, you know what I mean? And get me to go back to my old way of living. So, but I didn't do it. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I think the biggest part, and I've been told this, I think this is, but I believe it as well, is like the only point in time when I'm able to truly make a change is when I take full responsibility for it, man. When I take full accountability for something. If I fucking own that shit, at that point in time, then I can make a change, man. Then I can address it. Only at that point in time. But if there's any kind of like excuse or justification or rationalization, that shit ain't gonna change. And so I just accepted it. I'm like, okay, this is something I did. You know what I mean? I own that shit. I'm gonna take this time, and you know what? I'm gonna just fucking crush myself, dude. Like I know how to do time. I'm gonna take all this time, and I'm gonna fucking crush myself. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not gonna watch the fucking TV. None of that shit. And so that's what I did, man. From like, and I ran a tough program. I'd be up like 3, 4 in the morning, way before the door opened. I'm reading my Bible, and then I'm reading some like, personal development stuff. I'm busting down all before the door opens at 6:30. And then all throughout the day, man, my time was managed. Like I didn't have 5 minutes to waste sitting there talking to some dude about what's going on the yard or none of that shit. I gotta go, man. Boom, I'm peeled off. So, I mean, I did a lot of stuff while I was locked. Did a bunch of programs. I got a college degree while I was locked up. I just really got myself prepared, man. So when I actually got out, I was able to hit the ground running. 60 months. Yeah, I got, they gave me the RDAP program, which is like a residential drug abuse program. It's a year program. It's a 9-month residential program in there. And then it's a 4-month aftercare program. And just from the way I was like running my program and from all the programs that I had done, they had asked me to be like a mentor when I was in that program, which was cool. I mean, it's all like, it's tools, man. Like all these classes and shit they teach, like I would learn from it. I'd use that, man. Like I'd take that and I'd think about it. I mean, like even get down to like using I statements and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And that shit works. It works, man. It'll hold you accountable. Absolutely, man. And so, man, I got out and I've been fucking crushing it, man. I got released July last year. Went to the halfway house, had 4 months halfway house time, and automatically just start like, I got a job right away, and I just started doing everything they needed me to do. I just did whatever you need me to do, I'm doing it. I'm on my case manager's bumper, man. And sure enough, man, I got home confinement in like 3 weeks. That shit takes people like months to get, but I just did everything they told me to do. Simple, you know what I mean? Like I'm on them tough all the time. Paperwork, got it, bam, fill it out, boom, hit it. So man, 3 weeks, then I was at the house, but I was on an ankle monitor. But so then at that point in time, I then just focused. Like I didn't get out and I didn't get on any social media, man. I was like, fuck that shit. I need to like focus on me and my program out here. I got out, I'd get up. I got a job first at the Ironworkers Union, man. So I got up at 2:30 every morning. I got up at 2:30, went to the gym, worked out, was at the yard at 6:30 for work. Worked till 3, 4 in the afternoon. And then like, it was a big thing in me. Like I really like jujitsu. I've been in martial arts. I grew up in martial arts, all that. So I started rolling, man. Like while I was in there, I got to read all these business books. And I came across this dude, Jocko Willink. If you don't know who that dude is, follow that dude, man. You'll learn about discipline. He'll help get you on the path, man. Solid. So I started reading all this dude's stuff. I'm like super fond of him. And my brother, I get out and he knows like where I'm at, where my head's at. And so like one of the first cool things that happened, he's like, I want to take you to this gym. So I go to this gym and it's Victory MMA, and that's like actually his gym. And so they hear about my story, how I'm kind of on this path, and boom, they welcome me into the gym. They give me a full membership, man. Comp me a full membership. This dude, Jocko's a big dude. He's got millions of followers. If you're on Instagram, the dude's like a big time deal. And next thing you know, like I'm meeting this dude. I'm friends with this guy today. I'm friends with his daughter. All sorts of good things start happening, man. Like everything with probation, like you started off, had to piss test every week. So I go in, piss test, never have any failed UAs. So now they're putting me in like the administrative phase, which is like the least restrictive phase of federal probation. Puts me on task to terminate early. My probation officer lets me travel places. I just went to Florida. I've been going all over. I got like podcasts I'm doing all over the country. But I got to back up. Like so many good things have started happening, man. Like So I started doing I started imposing like this super like discipline. It's all about habits, man. Like I don't focus in the future. I just focus on today. It's like, okay, like what do I have control over? I only have control over myself. I don't have control over anybody else. So it's like, okay, it's all about choices, like he was saying. Like focus on even the smallest of choices, man. Like what time I get up, what kind of food I eat. Choices is everything, man. So where was I running with that? Huh? Where are you gonna bring? No. She's my helper, man. That's like my brain. This is one of the best things that's happened to me. I mean, so I stayed off social media. I just got married recently. I'm gonna go ahead and touch on this. Yeah. So I mean, that's the most important thing. Like to me, my faith is number one. Like God comes first. Sorry, babe. But the same thing for her though too. Like God comes first for her, and then it's us, and then it'll be our kids that we have, and then it goes down from there. But I'm super blessed, man. Like I've met this wonderful, wonderful young lady, and man, she's cool. She's a savage, dude. Like I come with history. I come with baggage, and like, you know, her family. She comes from a very religious family, and so it's like, a little bit of difficulty there, you know what I mean? Yeah, but she stood firm. She's been by my back. She's had my back 110%, you know? And it was funny. So we were talking about getting married, and she was like, she's savage, bro. This little girl, she can deadlift 250, by the way. I'm going to put that out there. Yeah. And so she was like, let's jump out of an airplane. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, let's get married. Let's get married in the airplane or like on the ground. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let's run it, man. So a few weeks, last month on the 31st, we got married. We went skydiving. It was badass. But so many good things have started happening, man. Once I made myself a priority, like I had to invest in myself. Once I invested in myself, it's been game over, man. Like, so I didn't get on social media for the 10 months, right? So I see a dude, he sees me and he's like, hey, I know you, man. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I know you. So I started talking to a guy from my gym. I entered a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments, a couple competitions. I've won both competitions. I won all my matches, gold medals. And my buddy, the guy I started talking to, like I didn't mess with anybody, man. I didn't have any friends. I came out and I was just all about my program. I didn't mess with anybody. And so this one guy I started talking to, he's from my gym, and he finds out my story, and he's like, man, he's like, the program you run and what you do, like, because I'm all about helping people today. How I feed my recovery today is by giving back. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And so he's like, dude, he's like, people are online doing this like personal development, online coaching stuff, and they're crushing the game, man. Like, I don't know if you guys look into any of that stuff or aware of any of that stuff. Like, and so he's like, you know who Wes Watson is? I'm like, nah, I don't know who that dude is. And but apparently he's a big dude in the industry. I mean, dude lives in Miami, drives like a Bugatti, and like crushes the game. And so he's like, guys are making a lot of money doing this stuff. Okay, I mean, I'd never even been on Instagram before. So I was like, all right, man, I'll start doing it. So I got online, started my own company. It's going really good, man. I've only been doing it for a few months, and it's going very well, man. I'm making a lot of money doing it. But it's also so I got out. I have some family that owns some restaurants, and so what I was doing is I was going to come on and just help work wherever I could in the restaurants, whether it's washing dishes, do whatever needs to be done. So I got in with the restaurants, and sure enough, like I moved right up real quick. Before I knew it, I was managing one of the restaurants. I went from managing one of the restaurants to both of the restaurants. And then it got to the point where like I'm running operations now for all the restaurants. It's 2 restaurants. There's a concession stand in Petco Park. And then I just recently opened up a ghost kitchen for the restaurants as well. So, I mean, it's just all aspects of life have really just like taken off, man. And it all starts with myself, man. Like if I didn't invest in myself and just start focusing on taking care of myself, none of this would have been possible, man. But I mean, it's just literally crazy, man. Like I forget all the shit that's happened to me already in such a short period of time. Like I got guys reaching out to me that are huge people like in sales and social media, people, they reaching out to me and telling me like how I motivate them and all sorts of stuff, man. It's crazy, man. Like, what other things have happened, babe? Oh yeah, so it's like, I mean, I got like clothing companies reaching out to me. Like I got supplement companies reaching out to me. That guy Andy Elliott, who's a big like sales time guy, he owns the #1 sales company in the world. They make like $300 million a year. This guy just reached out to me the other week and was like, "Hey, I want to invite you to come out to see me at where I'm at in Arizona. I got a mastermind going on. I want to bring you into like our inner circle. Everybody here is like an 8 or 9 figure businessman." What? Like, okay, run it, man. Let's go. Dude, it's crazy, man. Like the opportunities open up everywhere. And so it's like now today I'm a different person. You know what I mean? Like I'm sober. I don't mess around. And so like I have respect. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, I have respect. I have respect. Like now today I'm not out there like doing a bunch of dumb shit. You know what I mean? So it's like if I'm doing whatever I am and like my wife is out there in the street, you know, and something's going on, you know, it's going to be a gentleman like this man right here that's going to go and make sure that she's cool and she's safe. I respect that. You know what I mean? This guy's putting himself out there on the line to make sure my wife is okay. I respect that. You know what I mean? So when I got all sorts of people that reach out to me. I got people that are doing a lot of time. I got people that are, that are addicts, people that are in recovery. I got first responders that reach out to me all the time. And anytime anybody reaches out to me like this gentleman, I respond, hey, thank you for your support and thank you for your service, man. I appreciate you. And so that's just how I got off, and we just started talking, man. And the guy's a solid dude, man. He's a regular dude, just like we're all regular people, man. And so we just started talking, and I told him, hey, man, well, whatever I can do to help out, man. If I can ever be of service, because that's what I'm about today is just giving back, man. If I can help anybody just not go down the same shit I went through, man, it's all worth it, man. Or if I can speak to somebody and somebody hears something that helps click, it's all worth it, man. Because that shit is fucking miserable, man. Like that shit, I mean, like I was dying just to make sure my survival needs were met, you know, just to make sure like, I mean, I was living out of my car. I mean, I'm selling dope, but shit was bad. Like, once I started smoking meth, man, it was horrible, bro. Like, it was all bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Bad. And so, like, today I just want to give back. And so, like, I've met this dude, solid dude. I told him, hey, any way I can be of service, man, let me know. So he came up with something about addiction doesn't discriminate, man. It hits everybody. As you guys already know, man, it touches everybody. And so, like, I guess recently there's been a lot of stuff in first responders, law enforcement, where guys and women, they're going through stuff. And so there's a facility of first responders. There's a lot of police and fire guys that are dealing with substance abuse issues. So he was able to put together an event, or I was able to go to this center and go speak to these guys. And it was the same kind of thing. It was like roles were reversed. It was like I came into this place and it's a bunch of cops, and I'm sitting here about to talk to these dudes about like recovery, man. It's like how crazy and like how crazy that like full circle life comes. But it just goes to show that like nobody's any different, man. Like there's nothing I'm doing that any of you guys can't do. Like I'm just a regular ass dude, but shit's going good, man. Like I just bought myself a new BMW. I just bought her a new car. Like life is good, man. Like stupid good, man. Like, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just, it's just crazy, man, how life is just, and it's just on a daily basis, man, things just seem to happen to me all the time. And it's just like, it just continues to grow, man. It's just, I don't know, I'm just super blessed, man. And I don't know, man. What else, babe? You got anything else for me? Huh? Mindset shift. Yeah, it's just all about mindset, man. I think some of the biggest things are like, So today now, like I coach people. So I have people that I'm like, I have a personal development company. And so it's like, guys, so now I'm dealing with all sorts of people. I think one of the biggest things that's like a game changer is like, you got to have positive self-talk. It's like, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're absolutely right. And it's like, it's like if I walk up to take a shot about, if I'm not going to make this shot, I'm not going to make it, man. If I don't think I'm going to make it, I'm not going to make it. If I walk up to a girl and I don't think I'm going to get her number, I'm not going to get her phone number, man. You know, or like used to, you know what I mean? But so it's like, but
Did you ever think there was a right time that, like, hey, fucking, like, when is there a right time? I know sometimes people think, when is the fucking right time for you? You just fucking did it. You just gotta fucking do it, right? You just gotta do
yeah,
it.
there's the biggest thing is you just got to go, man. It's like, there's always going to be shit in life, man. Things are always going to be happening. There's always going to be reasons to put something off. You know what I mean? There's always going to be justifications for shit. But you just got to take action, man. Like period. I mean, I mean, it was crazy for me to think like, hey, I should step out and start this like online coaching thing. Like that was way out of, I mean, this is even out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? Coming and speaking to people. But it's like, there's no growth in the comfort zone. There's absolutely none. You got to get uncomfortable. And like, but the more times you do it, the easier it gets. You know what I mean? So the best thing I could say is you just got to go, man. You just got to fucking do it, man. Like, I don't know, like I got just tired, man. I got sick and tired of being fucking sick and tired of being tired, man. I was just over it, dude. And it's just like, what do you got to lose, man? Fucking try it, man. You know? The biggest thing is just go, man. The biggest thing is take action. Yeah, take action, man. Positive self-talk is huge. Discipline is the key, man. Absolutely. Like study discipline. 100%. Like it's all about self-discipline. It's like, I'm 42 years old today, and it's like, I know the right decision to make, like in whatever situation comes up. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's like, so fuck how I feel, fuck my feelings, fuck my emotions, fuck all that shit. Do what I'm supposed to do, period. That's it.
Even in the small things, right?
Even in the small things, absolutely. It's in the
certain time, working out at a certain time.
Absolutely.
You feel like it or not, just fucking do it, right?
Just do it. You know what you're supposed to do, just do it. Yeah, come up with it. It's all about like, so initially getting clean and everything, it's like, I don't think about the future at all. I just think about today. It's like, okay, today, what am I doing today in order to make sure that like I'm progressing myself, and like I just try to string together a perfect day, whether it's getting up at a certain time, working out, if it's eating certain food, if it's reading the certain material or doing the schoolwork, not getting high, not drinking. And then I just focus on that day. And like through that day, like I'll learn what works and what doesn't work. It's like, okay, if my phone's by my bed, I'm not getting off. I'm hitting that snooze button. So what I need to do is I need to get an old school alarm clock and go set it on the table over there and set that shit, because then I have to get up and go turn it off and I can go straight to the bathroom. You know what I mean? So like through that, in a day, you'll learn like how to make little adjustments on your non-negotiable tasks. Because that's what it's all about. You got to have these non-negotiable tasks, which means like no matter what, this shit's getting done. And through that day, you'll figure out, okay, I need to do this differently. I need to do that differently. It's like, okay, like,
Control the controllable.
yeah, exactly. Control the controllable, period.
Control the controllable.
If your food, it's like, okay, like I went to work and it's like, I went to go eat at Jack in the Box. That shit's out. That shit's not going to make me look the way I want to look. It's like, okay. Huh? Yeah. Okay. I like it. Yeah, and so when I do this, like, okay, so then if I don't want to do that, I need to just be prepared, man. So it's like, okay, then I need to go to the grocery store. I need to make my food before I go out. Have my food prepped so that way when I go out, I'm eating what I need to eat so I can be where I want to be later. So it's just focus on that day and then just keep fucking adjusting it. Keep making little adjustments until you can string together that perfect day. And then once you kind of get that day close to where it's at, run it. Just run it on repeat. And that's exactly what I did. And then like by the time I like looked up and looked around, bro, I'm fucking way ahead of the game. That's where it's at, man. What's that? Say it again. Yeah, I mean, it was just like, time goes quick, man. I mean, it's like, it's time goes like, that was another thing I realized, bro, is like time is our most important asset. It's like, it's the only thing in life that once it happens, we can't get it back, period. So it's like time management, bro. Make the most of my time, you know? Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you, man.
Open it up for questions.
You guys got any questions, man? Any feedback? Just now in the feds? 5 years. Yeah, I just did 5 years. Say it again. I'll have 6 years, October 5th coming up. Yeah.
Again, good job, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
How do you
it.
apply for the Iron Union? How would you go?
The Iron Workers Union. Just you gotta find somebody. Yeah. If you want, like, so at a lot of these halfway houses, man, they're full of resources. So I would literally find the halfway house. You probably even find a federal halfway house around here. Go there and either talk. I would just talk to the office. Hey, look, I'm trying to find resources for work, bro. They got mad work. Yeah.
I'm not getting an Iron Union. I just don't know how you go about it.
Find a federal halfway house. Go there, talk to the office. Ask to talk to a case manager, and they'll plug you up. Yeah.
You need any help in any of your restaurants or anything?
Yeah, I need help, man. I'm trying to get out of the restaurant business, man. It's like, man.
This is the perfect example of you guys can do anything you guys fucking put your mind to right fucking here, my man.
Thank you.
I mean, anything. We have so many fucking talented people here. You guys can fucking do anything. Just fucking do it. And this is a great example of you guys can put your mind to it. You're gonna fucking accomplish fucking anything. There's no fucking obstacles. I promise you guys that. And I know all you people in here. You guys are fucking awesome fucking people. I love all you guys, man. And this is a great example of what you put your fucking mind to. He's been there, done that. And look where he's at today.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so much. You're welcome, man. Thank you.